Think of the closest person to you and then you losing that person. And I think that's what a veteran feels like after service.
That's a great way to put it. I've never heard anybody put it like that before. But I could tell you that's true. I try and capture those moments on clothing, and let's not let that experience die. Nothing really makes me feel better if somebody buys it, puts it on, and tells me, hey, Mike, I got a compliment on this. You wouldn't believe it. And it had a pink unicorn horse on it. So it just says Majestic, the pink unicorn horse, AF. What other community out there would say, take all the blood out of my body, give it to the government. They own me. Do whatever you want with me.
Hi, and welcome to the Keyconceptspodcast. If you care about entrepreneurship, creativity, or supporting our veterans, you're going to get a lot out of today's episode. I am joined by my special guest, Michael Pearson, who is the managing partner of BattleRaddle, a veteran-owned apparel brand built on purpose, identity, and impact. Michael, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Michael, for those who've never heard of BattleRaddle, how would you explain what it is and what you do?
We make our clothes in America, and we're an American-made, veteran-owned company that produces cool T-shirts. We have hoodies. We have novelty items, the shotgun thermoses, bullet pens, anything that's typically BattleRaddle, which is your gear that you always your ruck, everything that you need to have for, your drill or your infield or your missions, just redesigned for your everyday needs. So that's what we do really. But our mission is really to provide great clothing, and I'm learning the longer we're in business to give back to the community and love our following.
What is the core mission behind BattleRaddle when it comes to veterans and those who serve?
I think our core mission is to be there for anybody who's really suffering. Like when we're in the service and we're in the field, there could be some really fun times along with your bad times. Things that people will say or do, or something that'll happen to your battle that your battle is your friend in the service that is unforgettable. And so I try and capture those moments on clothing, on branded things, and let's relive that, and let's not let that experience die. I'll never forget on deployments how I felt. And sometimes I felt lost. Sometimes I felt like my life was on pause because everybody else life kept going. And I worked in a prison setting. So I was like, not only is my life on pause, I always remembered your net worth is the 5 people you hang around with. And I'm sitting here in prison with these guys throwing poop at me, and I'm cleaning it up, and I'm just the worst thing you could possibly imagine. Right. And I'm like, my life's on pause. People don't even know I'm here. I thought it was the worst thing ever, and I thought people forgot.
So you also help people build their own brands and agendas.
Yeah, we'd love to do that for them. We've worked with a lot of them in the past that are local. I think one of them's name is Echo Mike. They did a mission where they just took veterans out. So they'd raise funds, and then they'd, they have PTSD, whatever. They'd take them on the water. They'd plan this huge trip, which that was awesome, right? So donated a little bit to them, did a fundraiser with them. So yeah, anybody that needs help with that we'd love to help them or work with them.
What is that slew of things that you guys offer?
It could be a gag gift. It could be a novelty item. It could be a gift for, your buddy in the service. Just all those things that could be put onto a physical space and given to somebody to say, hey man, you remember that one time when we were in the field and our socks were wet for 3 days, and all we had was, whatever to keep them in good spirits. And so that's the whole goal.
How do they do the custom design?
You contact our email. We'll do your custom, whatever your experience was, your gag, your buddies, whatever their name is, that means a lot to you, but maybe not the masses. We'll put that on a shirt. We'll we'll send it to you. Yeah.
But again, that's a cool inside joke, right? You have Baby Shark,
dude,
coming with the military.
You got it. You got a big baby shark on his back spelled out with a fat shark, maybe with his face on it. And he's just got, a fish in his mouth. Who knows? Nobody would know what that means. But to him, that's his workout shirt, that's what BattleRaddle really is. It's those close relationships that you have or experiences. You want to make them last forever.
Let's say someone sends you a design, what do you do with that?
What we did in the past is we have designers on staff and we say, hey man, this is what we want. It's in text form, or it could be an image of something else. And we say, make this way better and do it with these colors. And they do it and they send it back. They like it, maybe a few versions, and then we put it on a shirt. But the longer I'm around and I'm using AI, wow, can stuff really, it's changing a lot. Trump is promoting our products himself, a buff Trump with his super nice hair in the Oval Office. He's like, okay, buy BattleRaddle. This shirt going to be huge. So it's like, wow, okay, this is different. Like I used to print all the shirts in my garage. Then we leased some space in Wholesome. I got rid of all that space and got rid of all the capitalized equipment because it broke. I mean, over time, it's a lot. Labor's a lot. It all broke. So now we have a company out of New York who does everything we want them to do.
So then who is your ideal BattleRaddle customer?
The veteran, anybody who is patriotic. We've went down the road of political. So if they got a vendetta or they really like a political figure, they'll buy political. So it could be a dad and a mom who buy some of our mom and dad badass shirts.
It sounds like it's pretty much anybody who loves America.
Yeah.
That could be the mom, dads, kids, and veterans and everybody else in between.
And I told them everything I told you. Hey, look, if you really want me to tell you, look, man, join the service. It's worth a lot of money. I'll help you out. It's the best move you can make. I didn't join until I was your age, and it was the best thing I ever did. And I told myself I'd never join, so I think you should do it. And he did it. He's a customer. His mom's a big customer. So things like that where you just love somebody who needs some advice and show them the way, and they end up being, your core, really.
Is there anything that you hope people feel when they wear the attire?
Nothing really makes me feel better if somebody buys it, puts it on, and tells me, hey, Mike, I got a compliment on this. You wouldn't believe it. I put it on. I got a compliment when I went to Starbucks. And I always ask them, I said, well, tell me about that. Like, how did that comment come about from A to Z? Tell me the whole thing. I love it. Dude, that's why we're doing this. To get the comments, to get noticed, like you're feeling good. When you get a comment on what you're wearing, you feel good. You can't beat that.
Is there any design that you're most proud of looking back at the history of everything you've created?
It had a pink unicorn horse on it. So it just says Majestic, the pink unicorn horse, AF. And you're walking around with whatever color hoodie and a paint and you're just majestic. Like, dude, like that'll get some eyeballs and they're just, what are you doing, bro? That's hilarious,
What's the connection between like veteran stories and then like how you market specifically?
At first, it was those stories in the field. It was blatant drill sergeant cussing at you, memorable stuff. That's how we started. And then it went to more, believe in something that is bigger than you and everything that patriotism stands for and the remember everybody deployed, all those types of, we're going to remember the service members, like remember the fallen, bless the fallen, things that honor the veteran, honor the 22 a day, the just everything that somebody has to go through, but mostly recognizing somebody who maybe made the ultimate sacrifice.
Do you ever have to worry about the political climate?
Yeah, we never got in trouble for it. Nobody said stop selling that thing. But I mean, dude, people buy Candace Owens stuff. People buy Trump stuff. So I'm like, well, I guess we'll make it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's see how it goes. But, if they stop selling over time, we pull back. But yeah, it changed. Oh, yeah. It's everything changes with political stuff.
Is there any marketing areas that you want to grow BattleRaddle into?
I think now with AI, it's going to be, okay, this AI is enhancing things. How are we going to create a system with AI to get on even more platforms that we're not aware of? Or how do we get people to, how do we put these on AI generated things to be out there on the socials or get people engaged? Like, how are we going to get more brand awareness?
Is there anything that you would have done differently?
I think my mistake was bringing my own family into the business. But if I didn't do it that way, I don't think we would be the same. And I don't know if I'd want that. So that's kind of, I don't know.
Are there any misconceptions about veterans?
What other community out there would say, take all the blood out of my body, give it to the government. They own me. Do whatever you want with me. Like, just think about that. Like, whoa, yeah, you may be a dumbass or doing nothing with your life today or like out on the streets right now, but at one point you did that. And I just don't think that can be forgotten. And so I'd say, like, it doesn't matter if they're like at the VA, homeless, need a place to live. They're that same person, but they just look different and they've aged. And so that's the type of person who would probably give anything just for a cause. And that's just super unique and hard to find.
Think of the closest person to you and then you losing that person. And I think that's what a veteran feels like after service.
That's a great way to put it. I've never heard anybody put it like that before. But I could tell you that's true.
Where can people find your website, your handles, social media? If they want to find out more about BattleRaddle and get connected, where can they go?
It's just BattleRaddle, BattleRaddle at BattleRaddle. That's it. Facebook, Instagram, everything. Support at battleRaddle.com. My phone number's on the website.
Awesome. We'll get it in the description again. We'll get it all linked up. So if people want to check it out, they'll see if they're watching it on video, they'll see it in video. If they're listening to the audio version of this, they could go into the description below and check it out there. We have a section where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest. So the last guest left this question for you. They said, if you could wave a magic wand and create your ideal professional life, what would that look like?
Love people who love you. You know, you create this following through your meaning and you just love those people. And then you just keep doing it. And it just becomes so part of your life that you're just like, I'm living it. I'm doing it. Like, man, probably nothing better than that, you know, because you don't really realize the impact that you have on other people. But if you're gone and you came back and nobody knew who you were, you'd really know what it is really quickly, right? The only thing you could take with you is that of which you've given away. And there is no man who is a failure that has friends, community, right? Like, that's it right there.
Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of the Key Concepts Podcast. It's been a pleasure going through BattleRaddle and hearing some of your journey and your service. And thank you again for your service specifically.
Thanks, bro.
What stands out most is that it's not just about the apparel. It's a movement rooted in service, purpose, and staying true to your core values. Make sure you check out BattleRaddle and support the brand. We'd love to see you in some gear. Tag them on the social media if you do buy something and wear it. That seems to be the best thing that works. So thank you for watching this episode of the Key Concepts Podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take care.